Okay, it's December the 8th, 2011. Like I said, so these water beings, and there possibly is, the native peoples used to call them manitous. There's the water manitou, there's a machine manitou, electronic manitou, the air manitou, all the elements manitous. Um, it's hard to try to convince people that the native peoples believed that everything was alive, and they probably are 100% right, including the planet Earth. But I'm giving you stepping stones to being able to prove everything that I've said. The ranting and raving in the past is the pain and agonies that I've gone through. But all the while I was going through that, I was being led somewhere. Now, I say exercise caution because in my own head I went, wait a minute, if these beings really are controlling us, why would they lead me, or why would their defenses be down enough for me to discover and put together this puzzle? Because if this water being is alive everywhere, and alive in our bodies too, because we need water to live, our brain is related to it, our blood is related to it, the liquids in our body related to it, everything is related to anything living, not just human beings, but everything. So I put together some stories, so listen out. Maybe this being was lonely. Maybe loneliness feelings are possible with these alien beings. And this planet said, I need more energy, or they need energy in order to survive. And the energy has to be expended somehow. How's the energy expended? Well, the animals eating each other, killing each other, dinosaurs killing each other, the meteor coming from outer space, destroying all of life. Maybe that wasn't enough for the alien being that I claim to have discovered, partially discovered on this planet from all of the jigsaw puzzles from all the researchers that have found out all this stuff. And I'll say it again, Dr. Emoto, the holographic universe, the entanglement of electrons, that things do move faster than light in the universe, and the connection between entangled electrons is dark matter. That's like a contact connection, like a contact mic on a guitar. It has to touch the guitar to feel the vibrations in order to operate. Well, in this case, one electron that's been entangled with another, like a couple being in love with each other, their electrons are entangled. That's why when someone cheats in a relationship, the other one knows. The other one knows because their electrons have entangled. They have been together long enough to know when something's going on. Now, the things I talk about, I know confuse a lot of people because I jump from subject to subject. But like I said in my previous video today, that's probably on purpose. That's not a problem that I have, because I think these things out a lot more clearly than when I talk about them. And maybe, since talk involves speech, talks involve moistness in the throat, moistness in the mouth, we're back to water. Water being able to manipulate, keep you from revealing too much. But why would this being want any messengers claiming to be messengers, whether it was Christ, Buddha, Muhammad, myself? Why would this being want this message to be heard? And see, that's where my distrust of everything, including anything that would come to me and said outright, I'm God, and I'm here to guide you and help you do something. Well, if you're really going to do that, and you can do all these miracles, why didn't you protect me from my cars, my boats, my motorhomes being taken? Is there something more sinister here? That you would give a priority to convincing someone that they're a messenger from God rather than just helping people? Like Charlie Chaplin's greatest speech ever, helping people so that they can educate themselves more and more and become more intelligent. The original Bible said, if you eat from this fruit of tree of knowledge, you will become like a God. You will know the things God knows. And Adam and Eve, of course, hid their nakedness because they were embarrassed. That means that gods must feel embarrassment? There are too many what I call anomalies that are not believable in the words that are written in that book, or in the Quran, or in whatever Buddha wrote, or if Christ ever wrote anything Christ wrote himself, because it's believed Christ never wrote anything. But the point I'm making here is that here I am asking for help, and none of you'd rather criticize me, and that is your first bit of proof. You'd rather criticize me, point the finger, and I know you hear me criticizing you, okay, but I'm criticizing you with valid reasons. You pay taxes, you killed other people's children, you're feeding this monster. This monster that we have controlling us, whether it's a water manitou, water being, alien being, whether the whole planet is alive itself, rocks are alive, things are alive, that we can't see them be alive because we can't perceive it. We only have 5 senses. And a 6th one claiming to be psychic. Maybe that's the being manipulating us, making us think we're psychic, but we're not. We're being manipulated to lead us on a road that might end up extinguishing someone's life so that this being can go and suck up the energy and continue to live, because that's what I think's happening. That could be that can only be the only answer. Why? I said it in my other videos. I said I've given you pieces of wisdom in bits and pieces. Remember when I said more than 10,000 year history of mankind and only less than 300 years of peace worldwide, according to the scientists at MIT that had divided it all up and figured out there's only less than 300 years of peace worldwide enjoyed by the whole planet over the 10,000 year history of man, written history of man. Don't you see it? It's right in your face. And instead you go to church and you pray and you think that all your prayers, they might be heard. Yeah. Compare many people praying, more than 99 people. 99th monkey philosophy, don't forget that. Go back and look at that. And how did Nostradamus see the future? Looking into a bowl on a tripod, with a bowl on the tripod filled with what? Water. My goodness, like a crystal ball. Not a rock, but water. Water is alive. In the movie Stargate, the Stargate opens up with this liquid that looks like water. Where did the writers of the original Stargate get that idea? I wonder. So, if we are being manipulated, then I've made the first, by putting the right pieces together, I've made the first contact, two-way contact, with this alien presence that lives in water, lives in the sky, lives in all the elements. And I've actually managed to believe, unless I'm being made to believe, that I've tricked this entity. Or entities, plural. And that this is the great awakening that mankind is supposed to take, the next big step. But this big step is probably going to come at a high price, because remember what I said? Why did all that pain and suffering have to happen in the first place anyway? Were the ancient religions right? I mean, there's one guy on YouTube that says Neptune really existed, Zeus existed, Jupiter existed, all these gods, these many gods actually existed at one time. They were real. Well, I don't know if I believe that. Maybe it was the alien presences that have manipulated everybody into believing that they were these so-called gods. If we are to survive as people, we have to walk our talk. We have to live our high ideals. And we are not living our high ideals. People gossip, they talk about people, they say bad things about people behind their back. I have a right to say bad things about everybody, especially in America, because if there is a God that you supposedly believe in, you blaspheme the name of God by putting the name of God on all the money And you take that same money to pay your taxes, and you kill innocent men, women, and children in Iraq, Afghanistan, Panama, Vietnam. But come on. Look at my videos. Take notes if you have to. I know you have to listen to this boring guy talk and talk and talk, and you get tired. Well, turn it off and come back later. Pick up where you left off. Take notes. Take notes that become important to you, putting the same pieces of puzzle together that I put together. You know, with these 3 videos, yesterday and today, I would expect to be seeing a visit from the federal government if, in fact, there has really been a major discovery that's been being kept secret for thousands of years. And in America's case, for 300 years. Or almost 300 years. Maybe discoveries that have been made in other countries too. But the point I'm making is why isn't people looking at my videos? I am a presidential candidate. If you put my name in, HRM Caesar, C-A-E-S-A-R, once you put the first 6 letters in, my name pops up automatically. Caesar St. Augustine de Buonaparte. And you will get now newspapers talking about my campaign, that I filled out my presidential form to the Federal Election Commission, and I decorated it with all these pictures that go all the way back to the Trojan Wars. That's all they say about me. They don't say, Caesar would like an interview with you. Of course, I tell them, you're going to have to pay me for interviews because, you know, you people are screwed up. And I get to edit it, and I get to release it. You don't get to release it. So I'll probably never have an interview with them, period, ever. I won't get invited on Jay Leno, won't get invited on Jimmy Fallon, or I won't get invited on any of these programs. I won't get national media attention, which I should, because the videos speak for themselves. You can't put me down unless you've done the research yourself. And if you haven't done the research and you say a negative thing about me, then you're the biggest jerkhole on the planet. And you deserve every bit of criticism that I give you. Because you already created the bad karma for the criticism by being a part of the collective of the United States evil America. You have contributed to all of the death and destruction. And now I'm giving you a way out. Maybe you've been being manipulated. So now you have to tell the President of the United States that he hasn't been president, that you will only recognize me since, as what I claim, I was a symbolic emperor of the United States. I symbolically overthrew the country in October of 1996, and that I've been your true emperor and leader since the beginning. And all you have to do, not pay taxes, take your money all out of the banks, get pictures of the children that have been killed in Iraq and Afghanistan, color pictures to make people vomit, and show the pictures in front of the banks. Don't block them from going into the banks. Just show them. They will do this. I don't want to look. I don't want to look. Why? Because they are ashamed, embarrassed, and they should be made to feel ashamed. That you would feed bankers. That the 99%ers, they're full of crap. They sit there and they say, oh, we're going to block the banks. And so they can get arrested and be on TV for like 2 seconds. Come on, man. That's not a protest. A protest is showing the death, destruction, the terrible suffering that this invisible being has been causing on us for eons of time, since the human race has existed. Now, I'll tell you again, I have definitely made contact with this being. And this being is worried now, because I'm telling people about this. And remember the 99th monkey philosophy? If enough people believe this, only after they've investigated and they've underline this, self-convince yourself of what I have revealed to you. And I guarantee you will never give the government any money for anything without your permission. I guarantee you, you will be a better person. I guarantee you that I'll make an amendment when you overthrow the country with me that will give you the right, the directions to how to overthrow a country that's out of control. And that's all I got to say. We're 14 minutes, 41 seconds into the videotape. And I hope you listen to this, because that's the only protest that will work. Take your money out of the banks. Don't pay taxes anymore. Tell the government, all at one time. blog with each other, hold hands like the Hands Across America, and stop paying.